Flight 961, Mission Carnival, all access.
Hi, this is Fay-Ann Lyons, and you're on Flight 961, Mission Carnival, all access. This year, I've decided to stay the course and opt out of competition, so I will not be participating in competitions from a competitive level. I will most definitely be playing Master on the Road. Tribe, I've already had my costume, and Chancellor's seen me a couple of times, so hopefully I can hit that goal, because the costume I picked had to be the most daring costume I think I'll ever wear on the streets. I don't do Juve, not for anything other than, it's just not something that has all that that I had put on the schedule for Carnival. So Juve more than either find me coming from an event or in my bed. Fay-Ann the businesswoman is totally different to Fay-Ann the artist. Fay-Ann the businesswoman is more calculated. She's more logical. She basically looks at the pros and cons of almost everything that she does, and always strives to improve, to do better, to see what other avenues she could venture in, explore possibilities with respect to her abilities. She's more aggressive than Fay-Ann Lyons, the artist. And rightfully so. I mean, it's business. Business is not really a happy place to reside. And she's more focused than the artist side of Fay-Ann. Well, the companies we've formed over the last year, we have a number of companies that we opened up. But the one that's actually functional right now is Mime Limited, which is the management of intellectual property, music, and entertainment. And that's the company that's basically responsible for the managing day-to-day and basic contractual obligations that the band, myself as an artist, and Bungie Gavin as an artist. And we have a couple other people that's also signed to Mime. The company basically oversees and runs the operation with respect to contract, paperwork, licenses, all these different things. Under Mime, you have the Asylum Vikings, which is the live entertainment part of Mime. Then you have multimedia, which is the advertising part of Mime. Then you have Soundlock, which is the studio part where we do a recording. And then we have FTV, which is the audiovisual part with respect to doing behind the scenes stuff. So we have a bunch. These are not actual companies, they're just departments that we have. And it's all set up to give us a bit more control and for us to be a little more self-sufficient and not rely on external entities to basically do these works for us. Fay-Ann the lawyer right now is on pause, only because the public would have been privy to the fact that we changed management, and due to that fact, everything that he didn't implement and everything that wasn't done in the past, I basically had to take up the mantle and get. So we didn't have a band room. By the grace of God, thank God, we do have our own band room right now, and we didn't have a studio to do recordings out of. Thank God we do have that now. We didn't have an office, and now, as you can see, Mime Limited Asylum Vikings, we have our own office, we have our own conference room, and we have our own space that we can grow and help other artists grow to that don't have any sort of structure or basic structure. So I had to put studies on hold because we had to find a place, we had to figure out how we could arrange finances to pay for the place, and setting all the things right with the companies, setting it up, making sure everything's legitimate and on the up and up. Basically do everything that was supposed to be done in the last 15 years. So by the grace of God and the hard work of the team, we now have everything that was missing from the puzzle, basically either in place or in alignment to be in place. I balance the different dimensions of my life because I prioritize. The most important title that I hold is mom. So my daughter comes first. I make sure that she's okay with respect to getting up, making sure she's at school, and after school, because I tend to work sometimes late into the evening, she comes over to my office and does some of her homework. We go through writing, we play, we hang out a bit until she's tired and it's time to go home. The artistic side of Fay-Ann basically sort of governs itself because that side of me knows what I have to do, and that side of me basically only comes forward when there's something of a performance or appearance or something of that particular nature. Other than that, I revert back to business Fay-Ann and it's business as usual for the day. So it's easy once you prioritize. And then for me, extracurricular activities or bad habits is restricted to the gym, shopping, gym and shopping, and cooking, of course. The experimental phase of my career began a while back when I basically started. It just basically, the new style of music that I'm doing is just one side of it. Because I write all my material, it's very easy for me to come up with a concept and try and figure out how to make it materialize via song. And basically I started some years ago by not doing the traditional female soca and put a little more aggression into it, because I wanted to be that difference. I wanted to not sound like everybody else. I naturally have a heavier voice than most of the females, which is something I was born with, so I can't really help that. So for me, doing stuff with a certain level of aggression in it, I like it. It works for me. I enjoy it, and it makes me stand out. The music that I'm doing now is just a side to that experiment and a side to the difference that I'm trying to make. And I have been doing different genres of music. I have not been placing emphasis on making and polishing it and making it something that I can actually put out into the public. But this year I decided, you know what, let's just do. So, and that has a huge contributing factor to that is that I'm not in competitions. So the energy I would have spent, trying to organize a song for the competitions and do this, I just basically spent trying to write songs and trying to just do music. My reaction when I found out that Bunji Garlin was nominated for Soul Train Award was like, okay, where's the champagne? We have to celebrate. Because even if we don't win, it's still a huge deal. It's still big. It's still, within its own right, it's huge. And, we basically started from there because they wanted us to come up to do the Soul Train, to come to the event and whatnot. And, we were like, yo, if we go there and you win, this will be awesome. But if we don't go and you win, it'll still be awesome. And the reason why we had to make a decision was we were on the verge of acquiring a new place, and we had to make a decision to go to the Soul Train, and hopefully when you get back to Trinidad, the property that you were trying to get, you can get it, or don't go to the Soul Train and you'll definitely get the property that you want. But then you miss out on having the opportunity of a lifetime. And we decided to stay back in Trinidad and not go to the Soul Train Awards. And when he won, it was the most amazing feeling, not only because he won, but because we realized that sometimes God has tested you to see if you were willing to put your own needs, your own wants, before that of your band members. And he chose to stay back to Trinidad to make sure that his band members had a place to rehearse and had an office and everything was set up for Carnival. And the award still came. It still came to him. And to us, it was like double victory, because now you have your own place and then you have a place to put your Soul Train Award, which is awesome. So, it's just so funny that sometimes, the old people say what's for you is for you, regardless. That was one of the moments that we honestly felt, the entire band, that what was for him was for him. And, big up to Marsha Montano, because it could have gone either way, and either way would have been a win for Trinidad. But I have to be a bit biased. Huzzy first. Well, I think I've worked with just about a lot of people, whether directly or indirectly in Trinidad. I've either had the pleasure to grace some of their rhythms or to do collabs on some of the music that they did with people, um, or done remixes. And to me, it's awesome. It's awesome because we get the opportunity to work with talented people in Trinidad and Tobago. Outside of Trinidad and Tobago, I would love to work with Pink. I think she's fabulous. I love the tone of her voice and I think she kicks butt. All the artists in Trinidad, they're very talented people, but unfortunately, I'm just not one of those artists that sit down and basically say, you know what, I'd like to do a song with this one, or I'd like a collab with this one. Not because I don't think they're talented, but because my focus has always been on developing my craft and making sure that I'm capable of doing what I should be doing. So, collabs are stuff that I like. Like, I enjoy doing the collab with Miss Alicia. She's awesome. And I know everybody here as the female budget, the lyricist. And she's very, very talented. So, collabs like that, we didn't really seek to get that happening. She basically reached out and we said, hey, let's do it. So stuff like that, spur the moment things, yes. But to say I sit and I say, you know what, whom shall I work with on a song, whatever the case is, that's just not been me. My daughter says, Mom, I want to be an artist. I say, fine. Because over the years, I've been compiling a file that's right now about 60 pages thick. She has to read through every single one of those pages, and then she can be an artist. No, but on the real, I'm the type of person. She has the ability and the right to be what and whomever she chooses to be. That's her individual right. We're all born with individual rights. And as much as I may have gone through some stuff as an artist that I may not want her to experience, I can't shield her from that because everybody has to experience life in their own way, and that basically helps with their interpretation of self. So by me shielding her from something could cause a chain reaction for something else to happen. And we are born individuals. So I'm only responsible up until a certain point and I have to let go. So if that's what she chooses, I would hope that I have done a good enough job and instilled in her certain qualities that would make her be a way better artist than I am, or ever will be. The goal for 2014 is to basically, survive the game. Keep giving good music, keep doing me, keep striving to be the best possibly me I could possibly be. And basically being the best I could possibly be at what I do. Because it's not easy to wake up every day and have to face the same challenges that you have to face from an industry standpoint every single day as a female especially. But I have to keep going because this is my job and it comes with the territory. For the business side, mine, we're a company that's small. We just started, we're growing, and we have under our belts two of the best artists in the country. Writers, songwriters, producers, and I think we're an asset to the industry because we're not just about self, we're about helping younger artists develop into something bigger and better by using mechanisms that we've exhausted or used and using things that we've found, tools that we could actually utilize and show them, okay, this is how we do this and this is how we do that. And using ourselves as prototypes. So for Mime Limited and everybody associated with Mime, which at the end of the day is under the whole Ground Empire status and movement or family or however you want to call it. We're about empowering people and having people be self-sufficient, standing on their own 2 feet and making the best out of whatever situation they find themselves in. One of the things I dislike, which I think is ridiculous, is when people say, I don't like so. And you say, why? Because I hear, okay, so then you don't know. Well, no, not really. Somebody tell me. So then the person who told you Were they accurate? Well, I don't know. They just tell me. But you just bought over a fight and you didn't even know who was fighting and why. That makes no sense. So I hate when people start their conversations with, I hear so. But then translate it as if they were actually there. You wasn't there. You didn't see. Don't say it here. Because you don't know. I'm very boring. I have no place I would like to go to have a dream vacation. I'm like the simplest chick you'll ever find. To me, a great vacation is in a mall. I don't care where the mall is. Once I'm in the mall, I'm having a ball. I'm good to go. Or in front of the television with a bowl of fruit and a remote control. And I'm happy. I'm a very low-key chick. I'm not a fitness junkie. I just like exercise. I think it's exciting. I think it's fun. I love the way I feel when I'm doing aerobics for like 2 hours and running up chants or something. I just like it. It's not, I don't know. I just like it. That's all. Favorite meal? Yam and butter. Favorite meal that I don't cook? Flair. Yeah, Jason is Jason is my chef boy a day. Cause every day when I'm in the office and I'm hungry, I'm like, yo, Jason, can I have a salad? But I want this in it. And he's like, no problem, I got you. So yeah, I'd have to say Flair. They hooked me up. Yo, this is Fay-Ann Lyons on Flight 961, Mission Carnival, All Access. Launch the rocket in case I'm falling.